Welcome to Live at the Blue Box. It is now time for This Week in Geek for January 2nd, 2016. I'm on a roll. I'm going to get it right every week. So let's introduce ourselves down on that end.
There's 51 left. Chances are slim and none.
Yeah, I'm already out.
You're already out. That's
Next
okay.
week I'll be like,
December
July
31st.
Yeah.
My name is Chris Mao. I am co-owner of Blue Box Cafe and co-host of this and many other fine Southgate Media Group shows.
Yes. Wow, fine.
I was about to say fine. Wow.
Spelled with a Z.
With a Z. Fine.
And going down the list, here we go.
Literally.
Yes.
We've dropped down. Literally.
Yes.
My name is Alil Kanitsa. I co-host This Week in Geek, Enough Said podcast. I also have my own podcast called the League of Geeks podcast, and that's Geeks with a Z.
And Sports Geeks.
And Sports Geeks, which
And
put out
now-
a new show.
Hey.
And now, well, I mean, you got the wrong name. You should have done Movie Geeks, but you've got something else there you're doing. Geeks Films or Geeks Flicks.
Well, we part of
Why
part
did you
of
go with movies, Movie Geeks?
Well,
Movies
that's
or
just
geeks?
that's just an off-brand of our regular show, Geek Flicks, but it's still on the League of Geeks.
It's an offshoot.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but why would you call it Movie Geeks?
I don't know. Too many Z's.
Yeah, all right.
People
Yeah.
fall asleep.
Well,
Any
people
more
fall-
and we fall asleep? Yes,
Exactly.
Just like this show. And next to you,
I'm Edward Lee, co-host of This Week in Geek, and that's about it.
Huh? Super fight?
It's gone.
Super Fight.
What do you
Well,
mean?
now it's called Geek Duel.
Geek Duel.
And
Geeks Duel.
and Geeks Duel.
Duels.
And very soon he's going to be on a Nuff Said Blab
What's
with Alil and me. Alil doesn't even know he's on it.
I was going to say what?
Say what?
Yeah,
He's
you
just
already
telling-
agreed
he's
to it,
letting
Alil.
it-
I don't forget anything.
Cool.
So, yeah, Edward officially
Except his
joins the
pants.
Nuff Said universe.
I know. If
Yep.
only
Oh,
we
and
could
Frank
do the show
Stella's here.
pantsless, it would be so much better. I don't know about the crowd.
That's
or
right.
the
We've got
audience.
all the podcasters
It's
coming out
much
tonight.
better for us.
All right. Shall we jump into this mammoth week of like four
Nothing.
things?
Hold on. We have some huge news. Huge.
Really?
I beat Alil in our fantasy football league.
Oh,
Hey, congratulations.
No,
you win a Laurel and Hardy handshake.
The no one
Look, he leaves me
cares.
hanging.
No one cares league. Oh, yes.
Yeah, I care.
I was upset that I lost.
Really?
His defense scored 33 points.
That means nothing to me.
That's
Great.
a lot for a defense.
Did yours score 32? I don't know.
Since my best player decided to not play.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah, it does.
Well, you guys are just sports, so way to go.
Sports with a Z.
Sports with a Z.
Yeah. So, well, that's awesome, Chris. Congratulations. Anytime a
congratulations.
little
Huge
gets
news.
beat, that's a good thing.
Nobody
Did you
cared.
win anything?
No.
He will win it. He will win it.
handshake.
He will win
that
a
he did
trophy.
not take.
Hey,
Did you win?
I'm gonna get. Is it gonna be a Doctor Who?
Yes, I'm
Pop.
going to get a Doctor Who pop vinyl, and I'm going to spray paint it gold for you.
Really?
Yep.
Really? What kind of contest do we have so I can win one of those? I'm not doing some sports thing.
I'll figure out something for you.
Excellent.
Has to be a
You'll
competition.
get
though.
the,
Excellent.
the booby prize.
Smash Bros.
No,
tournament.
I want a Doctor Who one, not a booby prize. All right, so Edward
Wait.
would like that. No, I wouldn't. All right, so whose turn is it here? Did we start yet?
No, we didn't.
All right.
I got
Hey, we're on Periscope, we're on Meerkat, we're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're on Google, and yeah.
Google it.
So
Google.
welcome everybody.
Google it.
And we're here every Saturday night doing live podcasts, and sometimes there's a big crowd, and sometimes there's Frank. So tonight there's Frank. So let's jump into it, finally. Look, nobody
Wow.
has anything.
I
It's like,
said I
A
had
little
something.
said I had to say it.
Let's hear it.
Bleh.
All right, so something that I've been talking about a lot on our Enough Said podcast with a character played by Brett Dalton, I always thought that he would become the character Taskmaster.
yes.
Finally, which I didn't really realize this was an issue, Marvel has the rights back to that character from Fox.
Yes.
Which I didn't know that they didn't
But
have the
isn't that,
rights, which was
isn't
weird.
that odd that they get Taskmaster? I'm telling you, man. Well, you should, first of all, before I get into it, take a victory lap, Lil. Why don't you run around the building, show everybody, woo, I was right.
I don't want to be out of breath by the time I get back.
By the time you stand up.
But, yeah.
It still doesn't
All
mean
right.
that you're right about Ward being Taskmaster, but it's a strong possibility. He's gonna show up.
It should
now.
be.
The
Well-
fact that that they wanted him back.
Right, and I mean, here's the thing though, like even if they don't make him it, I do see him playing a part somewhere down the line. If it's not on TV, Netflix, or movie, I mean, he will pop up somewhere.
Taskmaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's a great
Otherwise, they
villain
wouldn't
for
have
them
even.
to have.
Why would they release a press release about it unless they had, designs
yeah.
on using it?
Right,
A
and they use
character
him a
to
lot.
have it.
They use him a lot in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon series on the Disney XD channel. So I'm hoping, and they give him actually a cool lightsaber. So I like to see that, like a crossover. He just steals one from a Jedi.
He's going to have the two blades coming off of it and the one like this. You're going to be like, oh, sweet, he's really Kylo Ren. Spoiler.
Oh my God.
Kylo Ren is Taskmaster. So, well, okay.
I can't do that.
So on this show, we have talked about, in the past, where there's smoke, there's fire, especially with this Marvel stuff. Do you remember maybe 2 months ago, I think it was, when there was all the talk about Fantastic Four coming back, and then there was a little deal made, and we're like, well, of course this deal was made because they want to do the TV series they were doing the TV series of X-Men. We're like, what did Marvel get out of this? I'm telling you, there is stuff brewing. Taskmaster that was a bone that they were throwing out there. Something is happening, whether it's the Fantastic Four coming back into the fold, whether it's Marvel is working out a deal. This is my guess to produce Fantastic Four under Fox's banner so that they get the rights to some of these characters. That, I think, is what we're going to see.
I can see that. A similar deal to the Spider-Man deal.
Yes.
You let us
Probably.
use them in our sandbox, and we will help you fix it.
Well, it's probably not going to be for a few years just because of how bad this movie was.
Right. I agree
So
with
it's
that.
probably going to be a few years until they...
No. If they take it over and they recast it, they could do it in 6 months and it'll make money if Marvel is on top of it. Because everyone's going to go, okay, they got the stain of the other one away. Even if they use the same cast, if we know that Marvel is the one in charge, it doesn't matter how bad that last one was.
I don't think so because they're still going to have bad press about this one. The
Yeah,
most
but
recent
it'll
one
be
being
Marvel,
so
though.
bad.
This will be.
But
But
it would be a new game.
I agree. It'll be 50-50 because there'll be those people that don't love the universes like we do. That just go out to the movies. They'll say, "Oh, I heard this was bad. I don't want to waste my time on it. I'll wait for it to come back out." What they're going to have to do, just like they're doing with Spider-Man, plant the seeds early in a Marvel movie and
Yes.
then jump off.
Yes.
Well,
So
we
have
know that's
Fantastic
coming.
Four come into Infinity War or
Right.
something else.
And that's where they're
and
going to
then
have to
boom.
come in. If there is a deal that is going on, it's got to be Infinity War.
Well, that talk about how they're going to have everything this
And
next
that could be the
season.
bridge that gets the Guardians into Infinity War.
Yeah,
It's Fantastic
yeah.
Four.
I think they could, but everything, the way they're talking about the whole Phase 3 is leading up into Infinity Wars, they're going to show up in something, whether it's Infinity Wars or
Yeah.
Ragnarok or something, because Ragnarok is supposedly not taking place on Earth, it's taking place everywhere else but Earth.
Right.
So there's a lot of opportunity for that to come about.
Yeah. Well, speaking
It's there.
of the Marvel Universe as well, James Gunn got to see Civil War already.
Okay.
Said it was awesome, which of course he would say it.
Yeah,
He's a
I'm sure he's
government
going to
man.
crap all over it. Like this is
This
the
is
worst.
an awful movie.
But
And of
but-
course, it's awesome.
Hold on, the trailer is awesome, and we know that's not the best parts of the movie.
Right,
Right.
but the thing that I like is that he called out Spider-Man. He called out Tom Holland. Like, he didn't have to do that. He just comes out and say, hey, this movie looked great. This is awesome. I can't wait. But the fact that he actually called this out, I think that's something to be seen, like, going forward. I think Spider-Man is going to be a huge linchpin moving forward in the Marvel Universe.
Okay. I think so, too. I think that Spider-Man's going to be really important, and I think that James Gunn has become very important,
Yes.
as the Russo brothers have, too.
Yeah, and that's another thing he said. He said that what the Russo brothers did here was phenomenal. And I watched Winter Soldier this morning, and
Did you? I just watched it last week, and
I love it.
my God, that
They did
is...
such a great job with that movie.
Now, do you, if you had to rank it out, would you put that as the best Marvel movie?
Yes.
How about you?
Yeah, I could see. You could make a point for that. I
Okay.
think so.
No.
Yeah, no. Where's the Edward puppet?
What?
But he
what is
actually
the best Marvel movie?
Actually, Edward does have a good point. Go ahead, because we talked about this yesterday. Believe it or not,
I wasn't listening, so.
I talked about it with you.
Then now you know
This
what
is
it's like
my
having a
range.
conversation with you
So-
right here. This is your
For-
payback.
for
Just want to
my
let you
rest,
know.
It's probably
Payback.
it's probably Avengers 2 because of with the
Avengers 2?
Yes.
Oh, I slept
I
through
don't
that
know.
one. I didn't know.
Iron
You
Man's
think
pretty
that's
good.
the best Marvel movie?
I do.
Iron Man's pretty
Iron-
good.
Iron-
You
Iron
said
Man's pretty
yesterday
good.
Iron Man.
That was my dad.
I get
See-
you guys confused.
See, I can see Iron Man being up there because it is the linchpin of the whole series. But the problem with me with Iron Man is Ironmonger and that fight at the end.
Yeah.
The
It's-
great thing is the emotional fight that Captain America has with the Winter Soldier.
Oh, my gosh.
Steve and
And-
Bucky and everything. And the fact that he lays down and has Bucky basically almost kill him
Yes.
for that. Like, there's more emotion that goes into there, and that character
The
develops
third
more
act is
throughout.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Actually, all three acts are unbelievable. And really, you could make an argument that was a pretty solid Black Widow movie, too. She was so critical to that film.
She was great.
It was.
Well,
I
that's-
think it's the best.
It
I'm
was
surprised
more
you
of
say
a-
Avengers 2. Why do you think Avengers 2?
I see it because of
You like robots?
kind of it's more of all of them getting together and banding to do one thing and having the problems in the group themselves.
They didn't do anything in Avengers 2. They kind of, they
Right.
did a lot, but they didn't do
No,
much.
so you think
character
Avengers 2 is
development.
better than Avengers 1?
See, that I don't, because I can just go right from here to there. Avengers 1 and 2 both had great sequences with the team together fighting. Avengers 1 had Loki, which was a far superior villain than Ultron. They could have made Ultron a superior villain, but they didn't.
Right.
And that's where some of the shortcomings come with Avengers. I do think that Avengers Age of Ultron will have more impact down the road in
sure.
the cinematic universe, but at this point, as a standalone film, it is not better.
I'm not saying as if you're looking at it, each of the films are separate. It would be for me. It would be different. I like the Avengers 2 because it has more future to do with the upcoming movies and has more tie-ins with the older movies. It's a
Well,
See,
yeah,
that's
because
why-
when they did Avengers, they didn't know necessarily. I mean, they had a clue, but that was the flame on the gasoline.
they were trying to make that amazing.
You mean the
movie.
gasoline on the flame?
Yes.
That
Well,
one.
flame on a gasoline. If you got gasoline laying on the floor and you throw a flame on it, flame on the gasoline. I am correct, sir.
He thinks
Yeah.
he's the Human Torch.
Don't
He wants to be Chris Evans.
don't parade on my reign.
Oh my God! All right, can we move on to something else?
Well, see, you know what?
So
I would take
I'm
the-
saying Edward's not wrong. I'm sorry,
No,
cut you
but I
off,
would
Chris.
take the opposite stance of what Edward is saying. That I think that Avengers 2, I liked the movie and I liked what it did because it kind of collected all of these things and put it into a basket. But I think Avengers was a movie by itself, and it wasn't just like the All-Star movie, where Avengers 2 is an All-Star movie from all of these single one-offs that these others did. Avengers is a standalone movie
Correct.
without all that stuff.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
But Avengers
is,
ties in also.
Right.
Avengers brings in the Tesseract, brings in everything. You see them team up at the end. You see
Right.
them at the end when Fury's talking to the World Council why he lets them go because they
Right.
will be back. It is a better bridge movie than Age of Ultron is. Age of Ultron to me leaves too many threads open for it to go forward.
But that's what
in
I
other
like. I
movies.
like
Well,
the
you
threads
lit
that
up
are
a well.
open, so I can think about what are they going to do with it.
Right, but yeah, of course you think about that now because they have more characters now to build in.
Right.
But that doesn't make it a better movie because there's more threads in it.
But you
it
know
does
what?
have Paul
But
Bettany.
it depends on what you like in a movie.
It depends
Well,
if you're a
right, I mean, but
13-year-old or
what-
not.
Actually, no. Wait,
sorry.
wait. I was
I
going to
agree.
make that point, and it's not a slam on Edward,
Yes,
but
it
it
was.
could be a generational thing. Where it's hitting him at his age, think about it. We saw things like I was talking to somebody the other day that was like they clearly thought Gremlins 2 was superior. Like they're like it's one of the best movies
The
ever
new batch?
because it hit them
did you
right
hit-
at a certain age.
Did you hit that person in the head?
I
repeatedly?
ran over them, yes, and I used somebody else's car. So
Molly
I'm
was
free.
driving. It's okay. She's
but,
8.
But I'm telling you, that is an element of the perspective. So it's just like when we had our Star Wars talk, and like these guys We're saying Jar Jar's awesome. The
Did
Jacob
you say
puppet.
that, Jacob?
My
Do
brother
you love,
said that.
do you love
He
Jar
did.
Jar?
William, you have to leave now.
But you know what? William thinks Jar
Permanently.
Jar's funny. And
Well,
that's
he's funny,
it.
but
that's it. No,
not
he's
relevant.
not funny.
He's horrible.
I'm going to hit you with my car now. He's horrible. He's not funny.
He's not funny in the movie. He's just funny because it's the stupidest character.
Exactly.
He's
That's what
Jeff
makes it so
Dunham
good.
funny. And that's not
Okay.
funny. Uh-oh, Chris has to leave.
Sure.
All right. All right. Can we get on to something else? But I that's what I'm saying. I think that it's perspective.
Well,
I
you
think
know-
that I would make an argument that because I always look at it from the filmmaking standpoint, the storytelling, the 3-act structure,
Spider-Man
the
3 was
acting.
better?
No. That Cap 2 is by far the most superior in
Right,
that respect.
It had
If you're
a
talking,
Iron
if you're
Man
talking
2
about the
being number
story
2.
and the
Wait,
Or
Iron Man
Iron Man
1.
1 being number 2.
I was about to run you over with my car. Iron
No,
Man
not
2
Iron Man
jumping
2.
in. Although I do, I love every.
I love all
Iron
of
Man
them.
2 is the one with Mickey Rourke, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
It's
wasn't
just
bad.
It's
It
just
wasn't
like
bad,
you
but
could
it
say
was not in the top
No,
tier.
Iron Man.
No.
there are a lot of people that would say Guardians is the best.
And I think
you know
Guardians
what?
could be up there as 1, 2, or 3.
It could be, but as a movie,
not. No.
But
that
here,
third act is weak.
today was Marvel Saturday for me. It's because it was just what we were
Marvel
doing.
Saturday. It was a marvelous Saturday at a Will's house.
We watched right after Winter Soldier. We watched Guardians, and I looked at this and I'm like, you know what? This movie was terrific, but this movie was perfect lightning in the bottle at the time. I don't think James Gunn is going to have to bring his A game.
James Gunn is going to do it.
Because I think he's going to.
He's
But
gonna do it.
He can't have
He
Star
can, he
Lord
can.
dancing at the end to
No,
distract
that-
Ronan. He can't do that again.
No, and if he does that again, this is not going to work.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like
then-
he can't hit these
Hold on.
same beats
Unless
again.
it's the obvious, just throwaway.
Like a joke.
Just the joke. It's like the
They're
end
gonna
roll
do that.
credits kind of.
No,
They're gonna do
that's what
that.
they're going to do.
Right,
They're
they'll
going to make
throw
a lot
that.
of jokes.
Just like in
and
the
we're gonna
beginning when
see
he's
Groot
dancing,
dance
when
around,
he's dancing
too.
on the planet and stuff. They'll do stuff like that, and they'll have their jokes. They'll bring in more Kevin Bacon. But I just think like if they don't hit it hard,
Is it sizzling?
he's sizzling.
Yeah.
If they don't hit it home though at the end with that main villain, I do think this movie that part 2 will fall short of where the hype for part 1 came.
Well, they've got to get a good third act. If they get a good third act, they're going to crush this
yeah,
one.
I agree because people love these
but
characters.
him dancing to make it to resolve the problem is not going to
But
do
see,
it.
here's the thing: is if they can bring in other elements of the universe and kind of tie that in, then
Like Ghost Rider 2099, yes, bring it.
Asian Venom.
Yeah,
They need to have
Anything.
Agent Venom.
Rom the Space
Or-
Knight.
or-
Rom the Space
about
Knight.
Mike-
Going
Micronauts,
into more news for this week, Chris Hemsworth says he wants Thor in the next Guardians movie. He's like, I would love to be in a Guardians of the
which
Galaxy
of course
movie.
he would be.
And I'm sure he'd do it
It's
for
worth like
free.
15 million. Yeah, exactly.
No, you know what though? These guys don't want to be in every
know.
movie. You hear that a lot that they're kind of tired.
Hold on.
But then you're hearing that
After
like
Moby Dick, he may want to be, or whatever it is.
Well,
he may want to be in every
yeah.
movie he can
I
be
heard
in.
that movie was good though. It just didn't
But
make anything.
box office bomb though.
Yeah.
It looks well acted from what I saw, and I think it's a great
And,
story.
and
But
Tom Holland's in it, Spider-Man.
right, they put in $1 zillion. They put $1 zillion in a movie that's not gonna that they put up against
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Chipwrecked
Hateful
or
Eight.
whatever it
The
is.
chip, yeah,
Road chip.
Well, even like these critically acclaimed movies are doing, they're doing 10, 15 million. They're going, man, that's really good. Well, but they're up against the
thing
juggernaut.
is
so.
the budget has to be a
Yeah.
lot lower.
Yeah, you got to look at what the budget is
Sure.
and what the marketing
And
and
in
all
the heart
that
of the
is.
sea was $100 million. Like Ron
Oh, yeah.
Howard spent a ton of money, and it's
And it's
like,
probably going to be a great movie, and you're going to look at it and be
But
like,
at
this is the
100
best movie they
million,
never
that's
saw.
a failure according
yeah.
to Hollywood.
yeah,
Well,
you
he's
need-
made
you need
enough.
at least 3, and I don't know if it's going to happen.
Well, no, he won't do it, but he'll, how many great movies has he made? He has a little bit of
Oh, yeah.
cred
He
built
does,
up.
But I mean,
He's
like,
not
even-
over. He doesn't.
No.
Even
but
Rush
he produces.
was a box office.
Yeah.
But he produces.
Not
He's
Bob,
not
but-
over. Look at Christopher Columbus. I mean, Chris Columbus has done all these movies. He's made some real garbage. He's been
Right.
involved in some real garbage. He's not over. He started 1492 Productions.
Yeah.
He puts out the 2 Harry Potter movies. He produces the rest of the Harry Potter
Right.
movies. He puts out Pixels.
Yeah.
Stinko. But it didn't hurt him at
But
all.
Pixels made money,
And if you go to IMDb,
Right.
he's got like 13 movies that
Oh, yeah.
he's either producing or directing in the next
Right.
12 months.
Well, no, and we
That's
talked about that.
crazy.
well, same with Michael Bay. I mean, Michael Bay puts out
Yeah,
stuff, and
Steam.
Stuff.
yeah, he keeps making tons of money for the studio.
Yeah.
The studio's gonna let him do whatever he wants.
Who cares? really, who cares? I mean, it's Transformers is there just to eat popcorn, literally.
It is.
And to make noise, be loud.
Do you know? You know how we always laugh about me falling asleep in these movies? When Transformers came out, I went to a special like sneak preview. You know, like they didn't even have trailers or anything. Like they had no signs out. It was an invite-only thing. I fell asleep. I mean, I made
Which
it about
one?
the
I remember
first
that.
one.
No, the
And
first one was
hype
pretty interesting,
The
I
hype
thought.
was huge.
The first couple
but you
were
remember,
good. Were
remember
okay.
when they get to the city and it's like all the action? I slept for 25 minutes.
Oh, that's because you're an old curmudgeon.
Oh,
You're a grumpy cat. You're
And then-
a grumpy podcat.
grumpy host. Grumpy
I
host.
want to
Grumpy
see
host.
my Transformers in blocks.
Oh.
You know.
So
They're
then
not
I was,
cartoons. They're no good.
I was working
Back in my day.
I was working at an electronics store and I was doing a demo and I had the Blu-ray of Transformers.
Was
I'm
it a
like,
light bulb there they
and I'm
sold?
like, what
Curmudgeon
is
Man?
this? Like I'm watching it like, what is this scene? I'm like, oh, this is the 25 minutes. Wow, this is pretty good.
Well, I got more Marvel
I did
news.
not fall
Hey,
asleep in
did
Star
you like the nod
Wars.
and to throw the nod, did you like the Guardians nod in Star Wars?
Of course.
It was fantastic.
What was the nod?
In the bar scene.
What was the nod? Was Rocket in there or something?
Yes, Rocket was in there. Rocket. they
Was
showed-
he really?
Well, it's a Rocket-like character.
It was a lookalike. Yeah, I don't think it was officially Rocket.
It wasn't officially Rocket, so.
But really, there was like a raccoon guy in there.
Yeah, there is.
Interesting. I didn't see it.
I mean,
I'll have to go
it's
see
not-
it again.
that's not a
Dad.
spoiler.
Let's
It's in
go
the bar
see it.
scene.
Yeah, it's in their
$5
cantina.
Tuesday.
Everybody, Dad's buying. Let's go.
The cantina
$5
scene.
Tuesdays.
$5. Hey, Jared will take you. $5 Tuesdays. All right.
What'd you call me?
I'm moving on to
Jared.
something else.
This
Call
is
me
awful.
Jared?
You're awful.
All right, now I got more Marvel news. I'm not.
Oh.
What news do you have?
We
Mr.?
got Benedict Cumberbatch.
Welcome to Enough
Oh,
Said.
Oh,
Benedict Cumberbatch. They released Entertainment Weekly covers and the scenes with him, and
Oh,
they've
yeah.
confirmed.
Oh,
and they've
fantastic.
confirmed that Mads Mikkelsen is playing the main villain.
But they
So-
haven't confirmed who he is.
Right,
Right.
but it's gonna have to be Dormammu because they're bringing in the Ancient One and all that.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
stuff. And with I can't remember his
But
name.
wouldn't
now.
he be just
Chiwetel
doing
Ejiofor,
voice?
yes.
Chiwetel Ejiofor playing Baron Mordo?
Yeah.
It just fits.
well, and they're saying that they're going to make them more like rival, but friendly rivals, and not
Frenemies.
Like, well, they're going to be
It's like Mean Girls with Doctor Strange.
exactly. But I mean, they're going to make them.
Is the Lohan in
They're going
this?
to make them competitors, but not adversarial. Where they're going to be against each other, but not straight head on.
Frenemies.
Yeah, and Tilda Swinton as the Ancient One.
Yeah.
it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, I know. Have you guys read that where people are kind of swiping at it like, oh, gender swapping, why are they doing that?
But
Who
the
cares? It's friggin' Tilda Swinton.
Did you
She's
see the-
fantastic.
Did you see her as Gabriel? That's all I have to
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Did you
Exactly.
see what they
Agreed.
released on it?
Fantastic.
They said that they said she's not gender specific. She goes,
Right.
They call her her or she in the movie, but it goes,
Right.
You can, she's a he
She's
now.
the ancient one.
It's
Right.
Good enough. Yeah.
She looks the part. I mean,
She's gonna be
totally looks the part.
fantastic.
She'll be great.
Yeah,
and Mads
and I thought
Mikkelsen
the-
as a bad guy. Come on.
Mads Mikkelsen. I'll take him in anything. Him and Cumberbatch in something together, that's good
That's
enough.
like putting Michael Madsen on the film. Okay, he's a bad guy. It doesn't matter what he's
Michael
doing.
Madsen.
He's fantastic.
Remember when he skinned Free Willy? Remember that movie?
Jeez.
The whole time you're watching Free Willy, you're like, he's going to do something nasty to that whale, I'm sure. He's going to skin that thing.
He's going to put a toothpick in his mouth and skin
Shoot it
Willie
with rock
yes.
salt. Boom.
Be fantastic.
You don't get any of these jokes.
But
I
those
don't.
pictures
I
were
really
great.
don't.
I'll tell you what, Cumberbatch looks
Amazing.
amazing. So
He looks
I hope
great.
it doesn't blow.
It won't. It's
but
going
it
to be
can.
great.
It's got with those 4 actors there at least. Come on.
It's going to be great. Well, and as long as we're, oh my gosh, it's all Marvel this week. Although there are only 5 things on here.
6 of them were Marvel.
The
Sorry.
other big rumor, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a rumor. Latino Review broke it, which means it's maybe a 20% chance of being true. That
So that's your source?
Yeah.
Okay.
Captain America is supposed to die at the end of Civil War. Okay. The reason I say this isn't a
not
spoiler
surprised.
is, first of all, Latino Review said it. Second of all, in the comics, the source material, he dies at the end, and we've all thought this is coming.
But he comes back. I mean,
Right.
Oh, well, are they going to
and,
bring him back?
and let me just say this. I think that's bunk. Why would they do that and follow it so closely?
Hey,
They're not following
so-
it for Civil War.
So they could bring Chris Evans back as a
And
Human
Chris
Torch.
Evans kept saying, well, this will be my last one. And recently he said, no, I'm not done. That means, come on.
Well,
Well, they might do something like he gets shot at the end of the movie, and is he going to die?
Yeah,
Well,
and
can
then we'll all
Captain
go,
America
no.
die, but
Yeah.
Well,
not.
here's the thing. Evan still has, after this, one more movie under the original contract.
I'll tell you what he's going to do.
Mark your words.
Mark my words.
Mark it.
He's not dying at the end of this thing. That may be a red herring. We see something, we're like, oh no, and then by the end of the movie we realize he's fine. He's going to step down from the shield. That's what he's going to
Turn it
do.
into
That's
dope.
how we get somebody else to be the captain, and he's going to be U.S. agent or one of these
Nomad.
guys.
Do you think
He's
they're
going to be a different character?
Do you think
yes.
do you think
With
they're
a
going to
black
try to fake
suit?
his death?
And how sweet would that be? What?
Do you think they're going to try to fake his death though?
No, I don't think they're going to try and fake his death. I think because of the Civil War Act, the thing that goes on at the end of the movie, he's going to step down. I can no longer be a party to this. And the other cap will be made, and that'll be either Bucky or Falcon. It was also Falcon at one point.
Yeah, and the Punisher.
Yep, and the Punisher. It's not going to be him. John
It
Barenthal.
was.
John Barenthal, that'd be great.
That would be
He
amazing.
pops out of nowhere, grabs his shield, and runs off.
Rick Grimes just shows out of nowhere shooting at the
Shoots him.
shield. Bam, bam, bam. I thought I killed you.
That'd be
Carl, get him from the other side. What? I'm eating chocolate pudding.
spoilers.
All right.
Spoilers from
Say,
season
whoa,
one.
yeah.
Whoa.
People
right,
might
I'm
not have
moving
watched
on.
The Walking Dead.
This is another one. There's a lot of non-stories this week. Bob Iger, head of Disney, came out and said that Indiana
CEO.
Jones 5 is happening. So there's been all this,
Talked about it
once
for
again,
months.
all this smoke about,
broke that here.
We're not going to do
Recast,
it. We're going to
not
do it.
cast.
Recast it. Yeah, all
Serbian
that junk.
review broke that.
But Bob Iger
19% chance of
came
being
out
right.
and said, because he's talking to investors, yes, it's happening. He didn't give any details. He doesn't need to. But the investors went, oh, okay, let's get a fat old wallet. Because they're going to do the same thing with Indiana Jones. Look what they just did with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not going to have quite the impact of Star Wars, but I bet they make a boatload of money. A boatload.
And they could do it on a lot smaller of a budget. So I think
Yes.
their return will be a lot bigger.
Oh,
Right.
it'll be amazing. I am so down for an Indiana Jones movie that is not Crystal Skull.
I don't
Crystal
know
Skull
what you're
Part
talking about. That movie doesn't exist.
No,
It went from 2 to 4. How did that happen?
it's like that.
How does that happen?
No, it went from 3
3
to
to
5. Because 3 was good.
Yeah, 3 was
Last
with,
Crusade.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Junior.
With
I'm
his
getting
dad.
all mixed up. I thought there was another
It had
bad
Sean
one in
Connery
there.
in that one. Junior.
All
Love
right,
it.
Terrible.
Love it.
He could
So-
bring him back.
So
We can bring Connery back.
He's looking for work. No, he's not. He's retired.
He's just sitting on his boat.
yeah,
It's a paddle boat, but that's all right.
it's a paddle. It's a big swan.
His yacht, like in Huey Lewis.
True.
He's Scottish. He's sitting around in a kilt somewhere, just like, I won. I was James Bond and Indiana Jones' dad, Junior. I can't do the accent at all tonight.
James Bond, yeah.
Okay,
I am
so
happy.
He was James Bond. He was
who's
awesome.
better, Harrison as Han Solo and Indiana Jones, or Connery as Indy's father and James Bond?
Come on, dude.
And then we could throw in.
Who wants to hit him with their car?
He was Highlander. He was.
I was just about to say we
Villalobos.
could throw in Highlander.
That's
a
that's a conundrum. You can't answer that because you're wrong either way.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia
Then
LaBeouf
okay,
wins.
Shia LaBeouf or Harrison Ford.
Did you see him watch all his movies?
It was
LaBeouf.
Crazy.
Shia LaBeouf in a theater watching all his movies. He had like fans come and watch it with him. It was like 20 some hours
Yeah,
of him
20.
watching, and he filmed himself doing it. It was actually pretty interesting.
Well, yeah, because he's doing that whole like art thing now, and yeah, I mean he's nuts, but
I
I'll
saw
take
what
it.
was the Tank movie with Brad Pitt?
Fury.
He was actually pretty good
He
in that.
wasn't bad at that at all.
He's not a bad actor when he actually.
No, it's
like
he's
Eddie
not
Murphy
the
when he's not involved.
problem with Indiana Jones 4.
Oh no.
I mean
it's
the Mutt
writing
character is
and
stupid, but
let's have him swinging from vines. That was the
oh,
problem.
stupid.
Hey, they did that in the video game.
This
What are you
isn't
talking
George
about?
of the Jungle.
In Temple of Doom video game, he swung on vines.
That's
No,
different,
not
though.
Temple of
That's
Doom. In
Temple of Doom and
no, the
in the video
Pitfall.
game. The video game.
Pitfall.
The original
Yes.
Atari
That
Pitfall.
one.
Yeah,
Remember
Same
that? That's
company,
all
by
you
the
did.
way.
You ever
Over
played
the alligator.
Pitfall?
Yeah.
Nope.
That's all you did was you ran and then jumped on a vine over tar and then every once in a while a scorpion would come out and try to get you and then you'd fall into a pit and you'd climb up a little ladder. and you had 20 minutes to do it. Did you ever beat it? And you guys beat it?
I don't remember. I'm sure I did.
Of course. What are you talking about?
But you played the hell out of it before you beat it.
I was too busy still trying to master airplane on Atari. Couldn't do that. So
For me, it was
good.
adventure. I love that dragon that looked like a duck, and then he'd swallow the key, and you're like, yes, it's awesome.
it was very good.
It's not very good anymore.
But back in the day, it was great. So
You got one.
I do have one. It's not going to be Marvel, which is kind of amazing.
What?
Alien Covenant.
Yes.
So not only are they like completely changing change their name and all this stuff.
Are they going to change the name again?
It's actually happening where it's like 10 years later, so they're basically skipping over whatever next.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Hey,
Hey.
am I off? I'm on. It's all right. No, they're basically skipping over whatever story they had next and going to right to Michael Fassbender.
Why did
Because
they do?
he's insane. That's why.
Why didn't they do Prometheus 2?
Who knows?
They've got a story.
Yeah.
But now they're like, yeah, you know what? We're going to call it Prometheus 2. No, we're not. We're going to call it Alien Covenant, but it's really Prometheus 2, and we're going to go 10 years later, so it's not. That's kind of.
Because Ridley Scott's 70-something years old, and you don't
Gotta
have
pick
time.
this up.
Clock's ticking.
He's like, I want to do the one movie I want to do. And
He probably looked at Miller doing Fury Road and went, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a
I
minute.
can come back. Well, come
Look
on.
what he did.
Or-
Prometheus was.
I still haven't
Fantastic.
seen it.
Oh,
I
God.
did see Fury Road this
It's
week.
so good.
I saw Star Wars. I saw Fury Road.
Welcome
I
to
saw
2012.
Hateful
It's Rob Southgate.
Eight. I know. I'm not going to talk about it. This is a different show.
I watched Creed.
Yeah. Well, we're not talking about it
We
yet.
watched Hateful Eight.
Did you guys read the thing? This is another one that I think is smoke. Tarantino is hinting that Kill Bill Volume 3 might be real. He's said that forever. Do you need a new cord?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
Uh-oh.
Hey, he's been talking about that for a while.
You break that
I
one
think-
too?
I probably did. It's my mojo.
Talking to
He's
yours.
been talking about that for a while now.
Can I whisper? I'm going to whisper in a Lil's ear.
Get the
He
Chris
doesn't.
puppet
Neither
right
do
now.
I, but no. But he's been talking about that for a while, and it makes sense
Yes.
that there's more of a story. And why wouldn't he?
Well, it's supposed to be about the bride, and it's supposed to be about the girl that witnessed the bride kill her
Right.
mom, Black Mamba. Mm-hmm. So that's what it's supposed to be. You don't know what
No,
we're talking
Black
about. Don't worry
Mamba
about
was
it.
the bride.
You're
I have
okay,
no
Edward.
idea.
You're okay. Someday when you're 18,
No, they're talking about that when she
We'll
killed
share it
Black
with
Mamba.
you.
I know, but
10
no,
years.
no, Black Mamba
10
wasn't
years.
her name. It was
she was Black Mamba.
Black Mamba.
Black Mamba.
Vivica
no, she
Fox.
wasn't Black Mamba. Black Mamba. She was when she was fighting.
She Copperhead?
Uma, she said she was Copperhead. She said I should have been the Black Mamba.
Oh, okay. It's been a while since I've seen it. So, Chris is off again. Someone get the Chris puppet.
It's okay. I don't need to talk. Penalty.
There you go.
Yeah, him saying this, all he's doing is he's just talking. Tarantino talks a lot.
He likes to. It's okay.
He does. And, I like how the guy says he's doing 2 more movies and then he's done. And then he's talking about this.
Well, he'll be
and
90 when they're done. 'cause
Did
it
you
takes
read in
5
the article
years.
they said, well, technically, he considers Volume 1 and Volume 2 one movie, and if he does Volume 3, it's still part of that movie. So that's not part of his 2 movies ending his career. So he'd still have 2 more Tarantino movies. What? And why does everybody want to rush to retire with this stuff? Like, they do this and they're like, I'm done. Kevin Smith did it. I'm never doing another one. He's done like 15 movies since he said he retired.
Oh, yeah. He stopped and then, did.
Moose Jaws and Yoga
No, what
Hosers
was the
are
one
coming
with
up.
the church? I can't even
Moose
think of it.
Jaws.
I'm
It's
so
Jaws
bad today.
with a moose.
You know what I can't believe, and I'm trying to go back on Tarantino, sorry, that Michael Parks wasn't in this. How was he not in this?
I don't know.
How-
He should have been. He'd have been great.
Oh, he
in
would have
this.
been fantastic.
Oh,
Sorry.
but you know what?
They were great. Yes,
next
we'll talk
show.
about that next time.
All right, who has one?
The
Reluctantly
Only Yesterday
steps to the mic.
trailer.
Deadpool.
Which one?
Only Yesterday trailer.
What is that?
It's a
You just watch trailer like the YouTube trailer channel all day.
no.
No, if you go to Joe Blow,
called
that's
Joe
all I
Blow.
have are trailers.
It's called Joe Blow, and it was.
Are you allowed to be on that site? Because there's a lot of inappropriate things for you on there.
Don't tell his mom.
Do you have filters?
She's listening now.
Oh, I'm sure.
You know, there's a filter on there that you can set off. I'm surprised that you haven't though.
What?
His is on
I'm
the.
36 years old. I can look at whatever I want.
What was the name of this trailer?
Only Yesterday.
Okay.
So what is it?
It's an American remake of a Japanese show.
All right.
It's It's supposedly one of the. It's a lot of hype. It's an animated. It's an animated trailer. Was a girl who was going on a train, and she has flashbacks to when she was in school. So it's pretty much a drama.
Okay.
I don't like it. I thought you would like it.
I'll check it out.
It seems a lot like the trailer before a few weeks ago. I forgot what it was. It was animated.
Oh, the one that was amazing?
Yes.
The one that was amazing. Remember, it was the one by, what's his name? The guy that wrote Being John Malkovich. I can't think of his name. I'm drawing a blank. What a surprise. He has an animated film that looked amazing. Edward didn't like it, and the rest of us were dying over it.
I don't know. I can't remember.
It's no Age of Ultron, I'll tell you that.
It's no Age of Ultron.
Okay, we also saw the Zootopia trailer again, a new one. Did you watch that?
I did.
Did you like it? I think it's funny. I think this looks good. That one and that other one. What's the one? Pets. Surprisingly funny.
Oh, that looks good, though. That looks pretty funny.
Pets looks good.
Yeah, I think Zootopia looks good.
Zootopia looks good. Probably not. I probably wouldn't see it in theaters.
You know what was dumb? Did you guys see the Walking Dead trailer for the second half of the season?
Oh, it's horrible.
It's stupid.
Which means it's going to be great because
you know it's going to be great, but there was nothing in it, and they did all this hype like the trailer for the second half, and then it was like, really?
it's just Rick being mad.
Yeah,
and shooting
Rick
a lot of
being
things,
mad
which is normal.
And close-ups of people slashing things. Who cares? All right, what else do we have? We talked about Bob. Oh, this is interesting. This is the only other thing I have on my list.
Okay, here we go. I got more stuff about Only Yesterday. So it's a remake.
Age of Ultron?
No. It's a remake off of a
Spider-Man
1991 anime classic. It's with Iso Takahata's. Can
we get an order of that?
Crispy, please.
Isa Takahata's movies.
Kathleen, do you have curry on that? Can we get some?
The voice actors are Daisy Ridley from Star Wars.
Yes.
But
we don't know who her father is in this movie. Go ahead. Never mind. Moving right ahead.
It's supposed to be really great. Really great Japanese movie, and they pretty much dubbed it in English
All right.
in American. And
You know what? I'll probably love it.
funny.
I love that kind of stuff.
I can't. I just saw something that said everyone has a mother.
Are you guys having a side conversation
Yes.
over there?
Yeah.
All right. So last thing I have. Did you guys read about what? What are we running
Hold on.
along?
You cannot talk about side conversations ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Really, lady.
Ever.
It's true. It's true.
Did you
True
guys
story.
read the Paramount and CBS are suing that crowdfunded Star Trek film? It's a XNR. Did you guys read that?
Yes.
Did you
They're
guys
suing?
watch?
They're
the
suing them for intellectual property rights and everything.
Because they raised $1 million to make a fan film. Yeah, you know what? They took too long. They raised $1 million in 2014. Okay.
Oh yeah, I know.
So they dragged their heels going after these guys. But yeah, if you're raising $1 million, it would be like if we said, you know what, we're going to make a Marvel movie, and we're going to just go on Kickstarter. We're going to make the one we want. We've talked about doing that as a joke.
Right.
These guys raised $1 million to do it. You got to pay for the rights. You got to pay for
Well, hold
the
on.
rights.
If they make money off of it.
Well, yeah, they're claiming that they're not going to make any money. You know what?
Oh yeah. Well, it's totally sketchy, but come on.
It's sketchy.
It gives it gives them more publicity than they've had.
I don't know if they should sue them into oblivion. I think what they should do is work out some type of deal. If they're doing, because if you watch that short film this was based on,
Oh, yeah.
it was amazing.
Well, if they took the
So
the
you've got a
production
studio
rights for it and
doing
did it.
this, and you get involved with them, sure. Then we have something interesting going on. I don't know if CBS they're a little stodgy about stuff. I don't know if they'll understand that type of thinking, though.
Paramount needs a bone, so
Yeah, they're drowning.
they're hurting. So
They lost the Marvel distribution rights, so yeah, they got nothing.
we're going to sue the guys that crowdfunded $1 million.
Right. So are we done? Was that everything?
I think so.
We don't talk about movies till the next show. The next show is called Real Junkie, and it's all movies.
It's all right on the board over.
Can you hold it until then? All right, she's holding it. Are we done?
Lemmy from Motorhead.
Oh,
passed.
yeah, let's
we had
talk
a couple.
about-
We had a couple of deaths, unfortunately.
Chris,
so
bring the death on.
well, I'm sorry. To end it on a positive note, unfortunately, Lemmy, who was 70 years old, which I did not know he was that old, passed away. Was it the day after? Was it the 30th or 31st?
Yeah.
It was,
Year's Eve.
and they found that he had a very aggressive form of cancer, and he was not doing very well. Had to cancel a couple shows. Died the way he wanted to, drinking and playing video games. Which, if they're going to go, that's not a bad way to go. So,
You know, there's a story about Lemmy. There's a lot of stories
Lemmy?
about Lemmy. But Lemmy
Lemmy.
Kilmeister.
Hello.
Lemmy, what? Oh, my gosh. No.
That's more
there's a reason
depressing
you're
than
not
the
up
news.
here. In the 80s, I believe it was, Lemmy, he went to the doctor and they drew blood and they did an analysis of his blood, and he had so many substances in his blood that he is the only human being that it was determined is alien because it was less human blood than the percentage allowed to be human. That is crazy that he lived this long. Obviously, they didn't draw Keith Richards' blood yet.
He may not have blood.
Yeah, he's a vampire at
He
this
is.
point. Well, he fell and cracked his head. They probably could have gotten some off of the scarf he had on his head.
He's
but-
like that guy from Hellboy who's sand. That's
Yes.
just winding him up.
That was not bad. And then also, Natalie Cole passed away, who sang "Midnight Train to Georgia."
Yeah.
Nat King Cole's daughter. She was, and then
She
the guy
was
who-
unforgettable.
Right. She was the guy who played Trapper John. I can't believe I don't know his name.
Not even Frank
which is sad.
liked that. My dad liked it.
I know.
Him. Yeah.
You know what?
Huh?
It's not even her song, by the way. Wait, thank you.
We're almost there.
That's
Settle
a mess.
down.
I just said it.
I
Wayne
know, but
Rogers passed.
my mom is so excited because there's deaths that we can talk about. So
Yes.
Wayne Rogers,
from one of my favorite all-time movies and shows,
yeah, and he was so fantastic
Yes.
as Trapper John.
and that other movie show he was in. That
Trapper John, MD.
Well, he wasn't in
No, he
Trapper
was
John.
in House Calls or something.
yeah,
like
he was
that.
in. He did a yeah.
Actually, spoiler: we're doing Trivia Mayhem tonight, and I added MASH trivia in.
Am
as
I
a
going to be the only
tribute
one that gets them? Thank you. Probably.
to Wayne? So,
Yeah, I never watched MASH.
what's wrong with you? MASH
Best
was
show
awesome.
ever.
Every time when I was a kid and that the intro would come up, I would just either fall asleep or turn the channel.
You'd be like, no, I want to watch TGIF.
I would rather watch Full House, yes. Than
This is how bad I am. I didn't realize that there were words to that song, even though they sing it in the movie. It's so bad.
Yeah,
I
Suicide's
know.
Painless.
Yes, thank you. I know, but
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, the Full House song is Suicide is Painless. All right, is that it?
That is
Are we
it.
done?
We're done.
oh my
Thank
God.
you for listening, everybody. That was This Week
We're
in
done
Geek.
and
We'll be
done.
back in a few minutes
And done.
And done.
with Real Junkie. Thanks, Blue Box.